Hello students, today I welcome you to this lecture in marketing management. The topic of today's lecture is Introduction to Consumers' Behavior. In this lecture, we are going to understand the basics of consumer behavior and how is it important for a marketer to understand the behavior of a consumer. Let me take you through the slides, and one by one we are going to, with examples, going to understand what consumer behavior is and how is it important for the marketers. So, let me now change the slide. So, first of all, we have to understand what consumer behavior is all about. As the definition says, consumer behavior can be defined as the decision making process and the physical activity which is involved in acquiring, evaluating, using and disposing of goods and services. As we all know that in order to fulfill our needs, we have to purchase either the goods or the services. So, these two entities can fulfill our need, and as consumers we purchase a lot of goods and services. Now, consumer behavior is defined as the decision making process. So, whenever we have to purchase a product or whenever we have to purchase a service, we have to make certain decisions. We have to go through a process of decision making, and only after the end of that process we are able to purchase the product or the service, or even we reject sometimes. So, therefore, consumer behavior is defined as the decision making process, and besides that decision making process there is physical activity also involved. So, in consumer behavior there is physical activity which is involved in acquiring the product or the service, evaluating as well as using the product or service. So, when we acquire the product or service, we are doing an act of purchase. An act of purchase involves payment of money and taking the ownership of the product or experiencing the service. While evaluating is an activity which involves the comparison between two or more products or two or more services. So, as a consumer, when we are looking forward to purchase a product or we are looking forward to purchase a service, we have to do the process of evaluation. In the process of evaluation, we compare the features, we compare the price, we compare the performance, etc., either of two or more products or two or more services. So, therefore, consumers' behavior also include evaluating. Using means the act of consumption. So, when we have purchased a product or when we have purchased a service, we have to consume it. So, the act of consumption also falls in the study of consumer behavior. So, we know that while consuming the product, we are the owners of the product and we consume the product till its end. While if we consume a service, then we consume the experience of the service. For example, if we purchase a pencil from the market, and this pencil is an example of a product. So, we have done the payment of money and we have acquired the pencil, and we might have done some evaluation before purchasing the pencil. Now, when we bring the pencil home, we will use it along with the sharpener. We are going to sharpen the pencil and use it till the pencil ends. So, till the length of the pencil becomes very small, we are going to use it. So, that is the act of consumption, or that is what the third activity is, that is using. While if we talk about a cinema hall, then cinema hall is a service. We are purchasing the tickets to the cinema and we are reaching the cinema hall on the time to watch the movie. That movie is an example of an experience. So, we are experiencing the movie and then we are coming back to home. So, therefore, there is a difference between how we use a product and how we use a service. While using a product, we have full ownership over the product and we use it till its end. While when we use a service, we are actually getting the experience of the service, and then that the experience is what remains with us. Last but not the least, consumer behavior also takes into account the disposing of goods and services. So, it is not only the acts of acquiring, evaluating and using, but it is also how we dispose the products and services. That is also a topic which falls under the purview of consumers' behavior. The process of consumer behavior starts much before the actual purchase of the goods and service. So, as I have already told in the first line that it is a decision making process. So, this decision making process actually starts much before the actual purchase, because whenever we feel a need to purchase a product and the service, it is at that moment then we start thinking about purchasing that product or service. So, therefore, the actual purchase of the product or service takes place much later than we feel the need beforehand. So, therefore, the decision making process starts as soon as we feel the need to purchase a product or service. Moving to the next slide. There are certain reasons as to why it is important to study consumer behavior. Now, for the marketers, it is extremely important to study consumer behavior. There are mainly two perspectives of studying consumer behavior. So, there is a micro perspective or the smaller perspective, while there is a larger or macro perspective. So, I will make both the perspectives clear. The micro perspective pertains to understanding the consumer to help the organization to achieve its objectives. Now, any organization, whether it is manufacturing a product or whether it is generating services, it actually depends on the sale of that product or service. So, the future of the organization depends on the sale of either the product or the service, whatever it is generating, because by selling the product and the service to the consumer, the organization gets money in the form of revenue, and revenue results into profit, and only when an organization makes sustainable profits will it be able to run in the longer run. So, therefore, it is important for that organization to understand or to make an understanding of its consumers' behavior as to how the consumers will behave if it wants to successfully sell the product or the service to the consumer, because it is only by selling that the organization will get the revenue and its marketing objectives will get fulfilled. So, in order to fulfill its objectives, it is important for the organization to understand the behavior of its consumer. This is the perspective at the micro level or the smaller level. There is another perspective of understanding consumers' behavior, which is the higher or the macro perspective, which says that consumers collectively influence economic and social conditions in the society. So, if we look at this line carefully, it says that the society is made of consumers. There are people who are consuming different types of products and services, and together these consumers make the society. So, therefore, consumers collectively influence the economic and social conditions in the society, and consumers strongly influence what products will be produced. Today, we know that organizations are busy in trying, and they are trying very hard to understand the behavior of the consumer and understand. They are spending a lot of time on research in order to sense what the consumer needs. So, depending on what the consumer needs, these organizations are then making products and services so that the need of the consumer can get fulfilled. We can take an example here. 3 or 4 years ago, 4G services were launched in India. So, at the time these 4G services were launched in India, there was a need of these 4G services which was being felt in the society, because by then we had only 3G, which was a slower connection. So, the need for high speed internet in the form of 4G was being felt for a very long time. Fortunately, a company, we can take the example of Jio, they identified this need and then they made the product, they made the service available to the consumer. So, therefore, consumers strongly influence what products will be produced and what raw materials etc. will be required, because the products and services are being produced according to the wishes and the needs of the consumer. So, with these two perspectives, now I move to what consumer behavior tries to find out. So, what actually are we looking for, what actually are we trying to find out when we are talking about consumer behavior, when we are talking about studying consumer behavior. So, there are certain points which I would like to enumerate here. The study of consumer behavior tries to address the following questions. Now, one by one we are going to read out and understand what questions consumer behavior, study of consumer behavior actually tries to answer. What consumers think about a company's product vis-a-vis competitors. Now, as we know that in any given sector, there are multiple companies which are operating, there are multiple organizations which are operating in a particular given sector, and each organization is trying to place its product or service before the consumer and is trying to convince the consumer to purchase its product or services. Study of consumer behavior enables an organization to understand what the consumer thinks about its product in relation to the product of its competitors. So, this is a very important question which is addressed by consumers behavior subject. The next question that consumer behavior tries to find out is how can the product be improved in their opinion. So, when the opinion is taken from the consumer as to what changes would they like to see in the product and what changes, what improvement they would like to see in the product. So, when they give their inputs, based on those inputs the company can improve the product or the service, so that consumer can have a greater sense of satisfaction when they purchase that product or service. So, this question is again answered only through the study of consumer behavior. Then there is third important question which is answered by consumer behavior, that how the consumers use the product. So, when the company does a research and when the company talks to its consumer, the consumer tells the company about how they are going to use this product and what is their pattern of usage. Now, from the pattern of usage the company can come to know relevant information and it can further its marketing objectives, it can further its efforts to achieve its marketing objectives. Then the fourth question that consumer behavior study tries to find out is what is the attitude of the consumer towards the product and its promotion. Now, as we all know that every company has a promotion strategy, every company does customer communication. It is very important for the organization to understand what the consumer think about its promotion strategy and what the consumer think about how the product is being promoted in the market. So, in order to have effective communication with the consumer, the company tries to find out what the consumer thinks about their promotion and what the consumer think about their product. If at all there are changes which are needed, then the organization might also decide to change the product in some or the other manner or to change the service in some or the other manner as per wishes of the consumer. The organization may also decide to alter the promotion strategy or to spend more money on, let us say, online promotion and spend less money on other kinds of traditional promotions. So, all these various important insights are obtained by the company from the consumer study. Last but not the least, one more question that study of consumer behavior tries to find out is what is the role of customer in his family. Now, in order to place the product, in order to successfully sell the product to the consumer, the company also tries to find out what is the role of that particular consumer in the family. Now, when we will move to the roles slides shortly, we are going to address this topic in detail. So, therefore, coming to the conclusion for this slide, we can say that there are a lot of important questions and there are a lot of important topics that the study of consumer behavior addresses, and therefore, it is very important for the organization to take into account and to study what their consumers think about the product and how they actually behave related to the purchase and the usage and the disposal of the product. Now, talking about applications of consumer behavior, the knowledge of consumer behavior is applied in the following manner. Consumer behavior, as we all are aware of, consumer behavior knowledge is applied in marketing management. So, marketing management is itself consists of multiple activities. Marketing management consists of taking insights from the consumer as to what is their need. Marketing management consists of promotion of the product or service. Marketing management consists of distribution as to how the service or the product would be taken to the consumer. And on all these activities, the insights from the consumers are required. So, a company requires great deal of information from the consumer in order to undertake all these activities successfully. So, it can be concluded that in order to have a successful marketing management, it is very imperative and it is very important to understand the behavior of your consumer, because they are the end users of your product. Consumer behavior knowledge is applied in non-profit organizations and government agencies. So, government agencies and non-profit organizations are also producing some products or services, not for the purpose of profit. So, it is important for them also to understand what the consumer behavior is. Coming to the third point, the knowledge of consumer behavior is applied for improving the performance of the organization. Now, we basically, how can we measure the performance of the organization? So, revenue or sales or customer satisfaction, these are certain yardsticks which are used for measuring the performance of the organization. So, if the revenue of an organization is very high, then its performance will be rated as good or high performance. Similarly, if the sales is very high or customer satisfaction is very high, or we can also take into account the market share. So, all these are the factors which are taken into account while we measure the performance of an organization. The knowledge of the consumer behavior is applied for improvement of all these factors. So, any organization with good knowledge about the behavior of its consumers will be able to improve on all these factors, as it would be aware of how to effectively sell the product or service to the consumer. So, therefore, the knowledge of consumer behavior is applied for improving the performance of the organization by improving these various factors. The knowledge of the consumer behavior also helps in the marketing of those goods which are in scarcity. So, the products which are in scarcity can be marketed and distributed effectively by understanding the behavior of the consumer who are consuming these scarce products. Last but not the least, consumers learn about their own behavior when investigated. So, it is not just the organization or the company that learns about the consumer while doing the consumer behavior study. It is also the other way around, that the consumers also learn a lot about their own behavior, about how they are consuming the product and about how they are disposing it and what is their pattern of usage, etc. So, they are so important factors that they also come to know when the study is being made. So, this is a two-way process. There is a learning for the organization as well as there is a learning for the consumers as well. Now, there is a simplified framework of consumer behavior we are going to see in this diagram. If we observe this diagram carefully, now this is the process of consumer decision making. So, I will just write it here. This is consumer decision making. I will quickly recount the steps here. The first step is problem recognition, which is followed by information search, which is followed by evaluation and selection. This is followed by purchase, and then there is a post purchase process or post purchase behavior. So, this is the process of how the consumers are making their purchase decision. Once the consumers are purchasing a product or a service, the product or the service is then delivering some experience to the consumer. Based on this experience, the consumers are making their attitudes and needs, and in this circle you can see that there are so many factors. Now, these factors are actually the factors which are influencing their decision. So, marketing activities, the culture, the subculture, the values, the demographics, social status, emotions, personality, motives, perception, learning. So, there are so many kinds of factors which are actually influencing the consumer's purchase decision, and based on these factors these consumers are forming their attitudes or needs, and then these needs are being fulfilled. The needs are getting converted into problems, and then problem recognition leads to information search, which leads to evaluation and selection. So, therefore, this is a simplified model of consumer behavior, and this is the complete model of consumer behavior which we can see here. Moving to the next slide. Now, I hope these are all the factors here, and in the inner circle we can also see that besides all these external factors, there are certain factors which are related to consumers' lifestyle. So, consumers' lifestyle and the personality, these are also factors which are impacting the behavior of the consumer with respect to a product or a service. So, therefore, taking into account all these factors, the consumer forms the attitudes and needs which then becomes problems, and these are then taken through a series of decisions, and then finally, it leads to a purchase of the product, and after using the product the customer gets certain experiences. So, this is the simplified framework of the consumer behavior. Moving to the next slide, we come to the consumer roles. Now, if we observe, there are certain roles that consumers play in our family also, or in a typical family that consists of parents and 2 children. There are certain roles that these family members play as consumers. So, to sum up, there are 4 different type of roles that a consumer can play. A consumer can play the role of an initiator, a consumer can play the role of an influencer, a consumer can play the role of the buyer, and the consumer can also play the role of a user. Now, through an example, I am going to detail, or I am going to make you understand what these different types of roles are. Suppose there is a family of 4 people in which there are 2 parents and there is 1 son and 1 daughter. So, there are 4 people in this family, and the family wants to purchase a car. So, let us say the son of the family who is studying in college, he is the initiator because he starts the discussion about purchasing a car, because his friend's family is owning a car. So, therefore, he comes back home and he starts the discussion of purchasing a car. So, whosoever initiates or whosoever starts the process or whosoever starts the discussion regarding purchasing a product or the service is called the initiator. So, in this case, since the son of the family is the initiator, since he is starting the discussion, so we will call him the initiator. Influencer is a person who influences or who makes an impact on the purchase decision. So, influencer is any person who is making an impact on purchase decision. So, like in this example, as the son is the initiator, so if the son's friend who already owns a car is advising the family on what car is to be purchased, then that friend of the son will be called the influencer. So, influencer can be anybody who consults on what goods and services are to be purchased. Influencer can be any person who makes an impact on the purchase. Then after that we have the buyer. Now, the buyer is the customer of the product or the service, or who actually pays the money. So, in this family, it is obvious for us to understand that the father would be the buyer, because the father would be the customer and he will pay the money for the car. And then we move to the user. So, user is the set of people who consume the product. So, if the car is used by the father only, then father would be the user. If the entire family drives the car, then the entire family will become the user. We can take the example of a toothpaste. So, one of the family member goes and purchases the toothpaste, while that toothpaste is being used by all the other family members. So, everyone is the user. So, these are the various consumer roles here. Now, the characteristic features of Indian consumers. Now, there are certain characteristic features of Indian consumer which are important for us to understand. Now, these are certain demographic features like geography, the population, whether the consumer belongs to the urban area or rural area, the gender, the age factor, the literacy level or the education level, the linguistic diversity or the language diversity, the religion, dress and food, habits and fashion. So, last three are a part of the culture of the consumer. So, all these factors are taken into account, and these are all very important factors which define the behavior of a consumer in a particular way. So, a consumer belonging to one region will behave in a different way. The consumer belonging to the other region will behave in a different way. The food habits, the choices, the preferences and tastes of that consumer will be different from a consumer which belongs to some other region. So, therefore, when companies approach the consumer with the product and the service, it is important for the companies to understand all these factors and how this will come into play when consumers would purchase the products and services. And together these factors make up the Indian consumer in its totality. Now, these slides are followed by a small case study. This case study is like this. It is about the company Levi's Strauss and Company. Now, Levi's Strauss and Company was actually selling jeans, and today also it sells jeans, but Levi's Strauss and Company was facing losses. It was not able to successfully sell jeans to people because it was selling jeans in masses. So, therefore, the marketer has to learn about the needs and changing tastes. So, it is very important to keep an eye on your consumer and keep an eye on the changing tastes of the consumer. The Levi's Strauss were selling jeans to mass market and did not bother about segmenting the market till their sales went down. So, it is only when the sales of Levi's Strauss Company started going down, then they observe as to why the sales were going down, and they found that people are purchasing Levi's Strauss jeans less as they are selling to a mass market, and there was no segmentation in their product. So, next was what they did. The study on into consumer behavior showed that their greatest market of baby boomers had outgrown. So, the customer segment which they had targeted, the customer segment had outgrown and the needs had changed. So, it is very important for any organization to keep an eye on the changing needs of its consumers, otherwise that company is going to lose the market and will run into losses. So, next what they did was they came out with the khaki or dockers to different segments and comfortable action stock for consumers in the 50 age group. So, they changed the product for different segments and then they started selling again, and not only this, they did something else also. They also targeted the women consumers. So, before they were not targeting the women consumers, but now they also started targeting the women consumers because the women consumers also had grown in number and the women had also started wearing jeans in greater numbers. So, by targeting women, they were able to sell jeans to the female consumers also, and therefore, the sale further increased. By separating the market and targeting various groups and fulfilling their needs, they not only made up for the lost sales, but far exceeded the previous sales. So, we see that Levi's Strauss and Company was making a mistake by not differentiating the consumers and by not targeting the differentiated consumers, but as soon as it differentiated the consumers and started targeting different segments with different kinds of product, the sales automatically started happening and it recovered the losses as well as ran into profits. Now, in India, we see the similar example in case of Maruti Udyog Limited, which has got various brands. It has Maruti 800, Maruti Van, Zen, Alto, Wagoner, Versa, Gypsy, Esteem, Baleno and other models. So, these are various models which are offered to the consumers of various segments so that they can purchase a product of their choice. So, therefore, the learning from this case study is that one should find out consumers' needs, position the product and develop strategies for various different segments. So, with this case study, I come to end of this slideshow. Let us quickly recap whatever we studied. We started with what consumer behavior is all about, and then we moved on to the reasons for studying consumer behavior, and we studied two perspectives. Then we moved to what consumer behavior tries to find out, and we addressed certain very important questions, the applications, and then we came to the simplified framework, and then we studied about the various consumer roles, the characteristic features of the Indian consumers, and this was followed by a case study. This brings me to the end of the lecture. Thank you so much.